Hey, so welcome back. My name is Sandra and welcome back. So end of November, I combined kind of my November wrap up and December TBR into one video just because it made sense from an effort standpoint and a setup standpoint. So I think I'm gonna just keep up with that trend. So this is going to be my December wrap up or December reading wrap up and January TBR. There are a couple of books that I intended to read in December that just did not happen, but I think for the most part I stuck to what I set out to read and I'll take it. I'm just gonna have to shuffle things around and push a few timelines, but I'm excited. December, chronologically, I read A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess. I kind of talked about this in my previous wrap-up video, so I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it. I know this particular author had she was kind of, I don't want to call it a scandal, but I know she was part of this big book Twitter stuff that happened like a few weeks ago just because of some comments that she was making in response to what a teacher had said about classic authors and people reading the classics. That teacher was kind of putting a very broad generalization that isn't necessarily completely true, but Jessica took it upon herself on Twitter to tear into this teacher and was mean about it. She did do like an official apology and stuff, but it's like regardless of whether you agreed with Jessica or not, like her reaction to this teacher's tweet or whatever was just a little much. I'll let you guys look into that more if you want, but I try and separate art from the artist, I guess, if you want to put it that way. And me being a completionist, I will finish Jessica's trilogy here. A Shadow Bright and Burning was the first book. What else did I read in December? Okay. In December, I read Nemesis Games by James S.A. Corey, which is book 5 in the Expanse books, and I also read book 6, Babylon's Ashes. Book 5 by far has been the best book in the series. I talked a little bit about it in my previous video, or in a previous video, so I'll link that. The show just finished, I think it's 5th season. It's definitely signed on for a 6th one. There could be more seasons after the 6th Prime Video season. It's just, both the show and the books are exceptional. So if you like science fiction, definitely check out the Expanse books. Shadow Bright and Burning, Nemesis Games, Babylon's Ashes. This was a nonfiction book. Save the Cat writes a novel. Because I'm working on a number of different novels myself, I'm a writer, I love to check out writing strategy and tactic books, and so Save the Cat Writes a Novel was a really fantastic one. Lisa Kron has some good ones, Story Genius and Wired for Story, but Save the Cat Writes a Novel, it was just as good as Lisa Kron's, I think. Lisa Kron's goes more into the psychology aspect of why storytelling, like good storytelling, is important in novels, but Save the Cat Writes a Novel was really good about breaking down step-by-step processes that are easy for you to understand and follow to help you write a compelling novel. And that was probably the best one that I've seen in that sense. And it had tons and tons of examples from other books in all kinds of genres for you to reference to get a better idea of how to do specific things depending on the type of book that you're writing. So I definitely recommend that book if you're a writer like myself. Let's see, the last book I read in December was an advanced reader copy, an ARC, an ARC, called Hall of Smoke by H.M. Long. It was H.M. Long's first published novel. It is a Viking theme type of book, so if you're acquainted with Sky in the Deep or that kind of book, it's like a first person female protagonist. It felt less YA, I guess, than like Sky in the Deep. I'm not gonna do any spoilers or reviews, but I struggled in the first quarter of this book. After that, it finally started picking up for me. That book comes out in January, I think the end of January. I will probably do a quick review on that one here soon here on the channel. Hall of Smoke by H.M. Long, that was the last book I read in December. Now, switching gears, for my January TBR, one of my 2021 reading goals, instead of trying to aggressively read 50, 60, however many books each year, I just want to make a conscious effort to read back to basics is my theme. Whether it's classic novels or good classic fantasy writers like Robin Hobb, more Brandon Sanderson, Finnish Robert Jordan. I want to spend more time kind of catching up on those types of sci-fi fantasy authors, you know, the big classics. I want to try and read just a classic novel every month, along with other things on my goal list. For January, I'm going to read Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray. I actually started reading it already and I'm enjoying it very much. Then I plan to read Mark Lawrence's The Impossible Times trilogy. I think it's a sci-fi trilogy. It's on Kindle Unlimited right now, all 3 books, so I want to hurry up and read them before they're not available on Kindle Unlimited. I had planned on reading his Red Queen trilogy in this month in December, but it just didn't happen with everything going on with the holidays. So I'm gonna flip things around and read The Impossible Times first before switching over to Red Queen, just because I know I have those available right now. And then I'm going to continue on with my Wheel of Time journey. Book 5, The Fires of Heaven by Robert Jordan. I'm going to read that one. And then I'm gonna go ahead, because I'm a completionist, I'm gonna finish this YA fantasy trilogy by Jessica Cluas. So Poison, Dark, and Drowning, and A Sorrow Fierce and Falling. I'm gonna finish that one. Fires of Heaven is gonna be really long. The Impossible Times is a trilogy, and then I'm gonna finish up 2 books in a trilogy. And then with Dorian Gray, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a lot of books for January. So we'll see if I can hold to that one. I hope you enjoyed my December wrap up and January TBR. February, I'm gonna have to pack a lot of things in February because there's a book coming out that I've been anticipating for a while now, and I wanna reread that series before I get into that book. I'm gonna be cramming a lot of things into February. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye!